in my opinion, it's Faizon Brandon's job to lose.
Yeah.
Like you cannot afford to go with George McIntyre because you are basically, there is a good opportunity here for 2 of the top 3 QBs in the last year's class to start in the SEC for the 2 teams in Tennessee. I mean, what?
That was just kind of like a tongue twister.
It was. But what I will say is if you look at who Tennessee plays this year.
Yeah.
I mean, this schedule, you and I can both agree, Gabriella, that Tennessee is probably not going to make the college football playoff this year.
I mean, I think it depends on the
I'm
quarterback.
sorry, like, I don't think, realistically, do you realistically think that Tennessee is going to make the college football playoff this year? With all of the talent that is in the SEC and the Big Ten?
I think it's a possibility. I really do.
No
and it's
way.
because I think the defense is going to be significantly better this season. We have Tennessee has a lot of key returners on the offense. Two wide receivers, an SEC freshman of the year, a really talented running back returning. I think if they can figure out the quarterback situation, there is a chance. I
just don't see it because if you look at Jim Knowles' defense in year 1 in every stop that it's been at, it hasn't been amazing, but he's gotten better over time.
Yeah, but I think he walked
into
a lot of talent at Tennessee. They just couldn't put it together last year. And he also brought over a couple guys from Penn State who already know the system as well.
You could have said the same thing about Penn State last year. He walked into a defensive group that had pretty good talent. They just made the college football playoff the year before. They lost in a nail-biter to Notre Dame. They were almost playing for a national championship. But in year 1 at Penn State, the Nico game that eventually got James Franklin fired, it concerns me a little bit. And I feel like the time is now.
You can be concerned.
Realistically, Tennessee is not going to make the college football playoff. But there is the good potential for them to win 8+ games here this year. And I think that's a good win for Tennessee in year 1 under who I'm going to say Faizon Brandon is the quarterback.
If you get less than 8 wins, it's a loss.
Yeah.
It's a bad year for Tennessee.
But
I would be scared if I was Coach Josh Heupel.
With this schedule, you have Furman, Georgia Tech that doesn't have Haynes King anymore, and Kennesaw State early in the season. And you get Arkansas on the road also early in the season. Mm-hmm. This is a schedule that bodes well for a first-year quarterback in the SEC, let alone college football in general. You're not going to have this schedule in 2 years. You're probably going to go on the road to LSU. You're going to go on the road to Texas. Auburn should be very good. You're probably going to go on the road there, and then you're definitely going on the road to Tuscaloosa.
Yeah, that's why you need to win this year.
By the way,
that's why I'm just saying you need to start Faizon Brandon this year so that way he has the experience.
Yeah, and I think that's where it's trending, but I don't think Josh Heupel is picking Faizon Brandon unless he's completely confident that he knows the offense.
But you
and he's
have
gonna
to
be a leader
play
in the locker room.
the long-term game.
Correct.
You have to play the long-term game.
Correct. And,
especially in today's world.
I don't know if Coach Josh Heupel is known for playing the long-term game, though.
But I think that you're forced to right now. If you play the younger guy, you're forced to play the long-term game and use this year to stack on the next year.
You don't think he would want a little bit of stability at the quarterback position?
I do, but
the stability
when you look
is
at the history, And I do think that's where it's trending. I really do. But I wouldn't put I wouldn't put George McIntyre. We have too many quarterback battles going on here. I wouldn't put George McIntyre completely out of the equation.
Okay.
I mean,
and you kind of poo-pooed the not going to the college playoff. The only 3-loss team that was in last year was Alabama, and that's because they lost the third game of the season.
Yeah,
Tennessee will not be favored in the Texas game. They'll not be favored against Texas A&M. They'll not be favored against LSU. They will not be favored against Alabama.
I don't even think they'll be favored against Vanderbilt.
Maybe not.
Well, the LSU game is really late in the season. I'll be interested to see how LSU is at that point in time.
That's also if Sam Levin's still the QB.
Right.
Because, I don't trust Husan Longstreet in year 1 there.
I think that's like second to last week. I'm
just saying, as a Mets fan who has had to deal with the long term for a while. I'm not saying
they're going to the playoffs. I just wouldn't put it out of the realm of possibilities.
I think if it were between them and Auburn, who has a better shot, I think you got to say Auburn.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah. Considering because they have
look at that offense, and then you bring back.
Right.
I did have Auburn higher than Tennessee in my ranking.
You have stability at quarterback. You have a guy that you already know and trust. You've seen do it before.
Right.
And then you got the defensive coordinator who led that defense last year. He's back. Xavier Atkins is an All-American who's back. Rayshon Pleasant is back for the Auburn defense. You can make a far more better. I hate that.
Far more better.
No,
you're right. I just want. I'm just
Auburn.
trying to stick up for Tennessee here, but I also had Auburn higher than Tennessee.
I want you to put it on a percentage chart.
Nobody's been as high on Auburn this year as I have been.
I want you to put it on a percentage chart, the percentage that Tennessee can make the college football playoff, because I don't know.
I would say,
because you keep saying that they could, but could be 0.5%.
Right. I would say 45.
45.
I'm saying 20%.
45%. Knocking on the door of 50-50, making the playoff and not making the playoff.
Yeah.
50-50 of 20%.
If everything goes right for Tennessee.
Yeah, but
15. But you're saying if everything goes right, that's not 45%.
Yeah. 45% would be even with something not going your way, you're still in the thick of it.
Right.
They would need everything to go their way in order to even sniff the playoff. That's why I feel like anywhere from 15 to 20% is a good spot for this team.
Yeah, I was going to put it at 15%.
I'm going to say Tennessee should be in the playoff in 27. If they start Faizon Brandon.
Absolutely.
If they start Faizon Brandon, then I can say, okay, I'll take a look at the schedule. Maybe we can bump it up to 50 to 60%, depending on how tough of a draw that they have. But to say 45% in year one with potentially a freshman quarterback starting is ludicrous.
And I think this might be disrespectful, but I'm just going to say it anyways.
I'm going to stick. What would you put?
I think that it's not even 45% to win your own state.
You think we're losing to Vandy?
I think you're losing to Vandy.
I don't think so.
It's on the road.
Yeah.
And there's a good opportunity. There's a good chance that you finish with a worse record than Vanderbilt because Vanderbilt is the second easiest schedule in the SEC.
Yeah. I think it's more 45% that this team finishes with a losing record than it is to make the college football playoff.
Yeah.
Easily.
I would say so as well.